Thanks everyone for watching another episode of A to the Show. Today we have Steve Furey on the podcast. Yay, welcome, Steve.
What's up, man? Good to see you, fellas.
Thank
Nice
you,
to meet
Steve.
you.
Good to see you, man.
Steve Furey is an accomplished author, Fortune 500 CEO, billionaire who has shifted his focus to philanthropy, dedicating his life to reversing the effects of aging. With expertise spanning biology, psychology, medicine, and research, Furey has made groundbreaking advancements in anti-aging science, successfully reversing the biological age of 10 million people by a decade. Outside of his professional work, he enjoys a quiet life with his wife and their beloved cat. Wonderful.
I just haven't used that technology on myself yet, apparently, because I am aging like an avocado. But
all right, Steve. So
yes, I am a decorated doctor.
How do you get older but still look so young?
Drugs and alcohol. Turns out the trick to not aging is actually doing as much alcohol and drugs as you can and then not moving. Through my studies, I have found the most important thing for not aging is do not go in the sun, sleep all day, eat as much junk food as you can, and scratch a cat for at least 35 to 45 minutes a day.
Wow.
Fantastic. That sounds
brave.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never heard of that before, but
this technology comes from my study of bats because no one has ever seen a bat that was old looking, right?
Oh,
every bat you see very young. So I thought,
okay.
So I developed the cave lifestyle. C is for comfort. A is for also comfort. And V is for very comfortable, and E is for every day you're comfortable. If you remember this is a cave system, you will age like a
vampire.
Like a vampire. You've never seen an old vampire? Sleeps all day.
That's a good point. So you're saying that that drugs, do they make you live longer or shorter?
That actually we found was just for fun. We just put that in there and want people to expand their mind, get as hammered as possible, and sleep during the day. If you're sleeping till noon, push that till 2 p.m. Stay up till 4 a.m. Devious. Lie to family. The more you lie to your family, the younger you will look.
All right.
And this is all backed by data.
You've had a serious knee injury, and you've been able to recover. Actually, Sai, do we have any evidence of this?
Yes, we do. Right here.
Yeah, look at that. So his knee was messed up, dude. I mean, he looks like some patient.
And that's him testing out his own experimental drugs on himself.
Yes, that is me.
To reverse the aging.
You look like Said's like a private detective that's trying to bust me in front of my wife.
But I have a unrelated question. Who do you think would win in a race? You on your scooter or Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Are we talking on a scooter? Well, I actually had hooked that scooter up with some NOS. So I can put that baby into third to fourth gear, pop the NOS, and I will wheelie in front of Paul Blart. Now, so I would do me. If we're doing a quarter mile, I would do me. If we do a little longer, I don't have the stamina. Paul Blart is a known marathon runner. So after about a mile race, I would say Paul Blart got me. But in the short blocks, right off the block, I'm going to hit him. And it's going to be Steve Furey in a wheelchair at Moon Tower Comedy Festival.
Fair. So, more of short-term runs and what's that? Like that Jamaican guy. I don't know. I forgot his name. The fastest man in the world.
Bob Marley.
You know what I was saying? Bob Marley.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. But anyway, stem cell research. What is the newest research on that? Like, what's going on with stem cell research?
Well, I've been studying stems and plants and roots and bark for quite a long time. And what in my research, they're hard. That's what I've come to. A lot of people think stems and plants aren't hard, and I have learned they are very stiff. But other than that, I kind of keep that a little below the level. We're still working on it. I don't want to give too much away, but we do have a man fish hybrid coming within the next couple of years. So you guys are going to want to check that out.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, that's the future.
Yeah.
Yes, flounder people. We've mixed flounders and people.
Let's bring it back a bit. Let's bring it back a bit to your childhood. Let's bring it back. Okay. So you went to school. I have your diploma right here for Stephen Paul Furey, Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies. Now,
Yes.
how much has this
How'd
helped
you
you
get
out
that?
in your career?
We ask the questions. You don't ask the questions.
And
Anyway.
CSUN Sacramento.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's impressive you found that. I asked the dean actually took that off the records, and they said I am not graduated from there because apparently I wasn't supposed to pull my dick out during graduation. I thought in my family that is a tradition. Marriages, funerals,
Yeah.
graduations, you pull your dick out. I did it. They took away that bachelor degree. But how did it help me out? I don't know if we're still running bits or not. If we're still running bits, that was the beginning of my career. But if we're not, I did
Genuine.
that. Genuine is just like everybody's family, especially when you want to get into stand-up comedy, in the beginning, it is pretty embarrassing to admit. It's like saying you want to be a DJ. No one ever
Yeah.
really believes you're going to, might even be more embarrassing than a DJ. Because, in the beginning, a DJ can work a wedding. You can't really do anything. So my goal was to shut up my parents and let me do what I want. So what I had to do was go to school and get a degree. And I was planning to, if this didn't work out, to be a PE teacher, and you can kind of do that. I was like, what's the easiest route you can get to? Got that degree. Has it helped me out? It actually worked reverse. I started stand up in the middle of going to college. I went to college for a little while because I went to a junior college for 3 years, and I went to real college for 2.5 years. So in the middle, I had started stand up. So then once I got into public speaking, I was just destroying the class because they'd never been in front of anybody, and I'd already been doing stand up for 2.5 years. So that piece of paper was about $30,000 just to have my parents not tell me what to do.
Was it worth it?
Fair.
I'm kind of proud that I graduated college. A lot of people don't think I did, and yeah, was it worth it? No, because it turned out I was pretty good at stand up. I didn't really do it, but it's still yeah. Well, that was the only one. That was the only one I had. Fuck. So I don't know, man. It was fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
It did nothing to help me really, but it was something I was able to do and look back on. And since it's already done, I guess it's cool.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Saeed, you were gonna ask him?
Yes, I was gonna ask. It's like, so after doing stand up, how was it getting like leveling up, like getting more deeper into the industry and starting working with giants like Andrew Santino, Bobby Lee, Bill Burr? How did that change your environment for you, and how did you feel about that? Once you got there.
You know what, man? I was obsessed with stand-up comedy since I was a child. Like truly since I remember in third grade, I would write jokes and while I was mowing lawns, and I would write all these jokes and comebacks for people that would have me. I did that my whole life, and I always wanted to do stand-up, and I always studied it. Just like anything else, I studied it, and I think one thing I am very good, if I had a superpower, it would be like, when you play Grand Theft Auto, and
Yeah.
you have a mission, and when you click that mission, it shows you the path to that mission. Now I have something in my brain that I can almost put anything that I want, and it shows me a path to get there. So a lot of people if they want to do stand up, they think just move to LA. You never really want to do that. That's saying you want to start baseball and you want to join the major leagues. So what I did is I knew what I wanted to do in stand up, and I said, well, the first thing to do is to get passed by all your local comedy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And so in Sacramento, in about 2.5 years, I got passed by every single local comedy club. And then once you do that, you should look like if someone wanted to do stand up and really, really wanted to do it, start in a pretty small scene. If you're the best guy there, and you truly are, then I moved to a little bit bigger scene like San Francisco, and I did the same thing. Get passed by every comedy club after a few years. Am I truly one of the best people here? I felt I was. I moved to LA, and then I decided to do the same thing. And once I did that, a lot of times in life, preparation meets opportunity, and that's when you succeed, right? Because if you have all preparation, no opportunity, you're not going to get anywhere. And if you have a bunch of opportunity and you weren't prepared, once you get that opportunity, you're going to fucking fail. That's why I tell people not to move to LA until they're prepared. So after all that time I spent in those 2 different scenes, I was pretty prepared. And once I got an opportunity, the booker of the Comedy Store saw me when I was 27. He said he liked me a lot, and I was still living in Sacramento, or San Francisco and Sacramento. Vacaville was the place. And he goes, "Do you live here?" I just lied to him. I said, "Yes, I do." And then he said, "Okay, come down every other week and I'll start giving you spots." So at that time, I was prepared. The opportunity came. I moved down. Once I moved down, I became a guy who worked at the lot in the Comedy Store. It's a very small parking lot. What you do is you park the famous people's cars and they give you a couple bucks. The job's kind of stressful, but the thing that you get, which is the most important thing, is you get FaceTime with the biggest comedians in the world. And not only is the FaceTime important, what happens is your face becomes normalized. So instead of me going up to these guys and being like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah," they have no idea. I go, "Hey, I got a show. I'm going to pay you a shit ton of money. Do you want to do it?" And they go, "I've known this guy for almost 10 years. He's not a fucking weirdo." So once that was able to happen, once I got past, I started my own show. I already had a catalog of people's phone numbers because I was parking their cars. Now I just send people emails. They'll do my show. And then from there, I was able to open up for people. So it was really, I've been doing this for almost 13, 14 years. And each one was a different Lego step to go on top. And it didn't seem like I was making a house or a castle until the end. And now I've got something it's not incredible, but I'm pretty proud of it. And I've got to a place where I'm happy.
That's beautiful.
That's great.
I have a question though.
Paco?
Would you ever repeat your steps? Like, would you ever go back and say, I wish I could do it different?
Damn.
There's some stuff I wish I could do different. Sometimes I let my ego get involved in times when I shouldn't have. And that's a lot of times a lot of people's faults in their lives in any kind of line of work. You can say, "I'm supposed to have this, I'm supposed to have that." And that's where it can kind of backfire you. Oddly enough, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, the path that I've taken is it's not fairy tale in the sense that it'd be better if someone just saw me one time and gave me a career. But when you sketch out what a comedian is supposed to have done, I kind of did it. I went from the little scene to the medium scene, then I got to the big scene, then I became a door guy at the Comedy Store, which is a very, precious, lauded thing in the community. Sometimes people think that way. Jim Carrey was one. A bunch of famous people were. Totally. And then I got it. So the only thing I would do is a couple times I let my ego get involved in times that I shouldn't have, and then I made an ass of myself. But otherwise, I would say I took a perfect route because also, coming up the way I did, you make a lot of friends. And when people see you working for something and they can see that you worked it rather than, the industry just liked you and they gave you something, they tend to root for you a little bit more.
Yeah. Right.
I think.
Hopefully. Is it like the underdog story?
It's like an underdog story, and it's like no one's ever gonna, when something works out for me, they're not like, "How the hell did that guy fucking get that?" They're like, "I've seen this guy do this for 15 years."
Totally fair.
He's worked his ass off for it.
He's worked his ass off. Right. What's up, Paco?
You were saying you were here, you done that, and this work, like, it pays off by doing what you did.
Yeah. Once you put the stuff down and show the time that you're supposed to do it, no one really gets mad, and it's good. I'm in a happy place right now. Some things could be bigger, but I can't really get angry at that. You just kind of have to keep going.
All right. And speaking of getting bigger, are you going to take Ozempic or no?
I am. Maybe someday. I would like to see the side effects start happening to these guys. It seems like a little early for a lot of these people just to be taking this in the way they are. So maybe in 5-10 years when I see everyone has diabetes or have cancer because of it, I might not do it. But I've definitely thought about it. I'm trying to work out a lot, and it's sure a lot harder than fucking stabbing yourself in the stomach. So it's up in the air. It's up in the air right now.
Awesome. We got that thought process out. That was a very important question on our list, to be honest.
But I want to say one last thing. I'm sorry,
go for it.
Mr. Furey, but I got to get
podcast.
I'm traveling in the morning. Say it again.
You're a traveling Mormon?
Yeah, I'm traveling in the morning.
Exactly.
Right, I'm in Lebanon right now, so I'm in a different time zone than everyone else.
You're in Lebanon?
Yeah.
I think his mic's not working. Because I heard, I swear to God, I heard you're a traveling Mormon in Lebanon.
Oh yeah. Can you hear me now?
Which is a very dangerous. Yeah, I can hear you now a little better.
All right. So
I don't know why I'm getting closer. Like I don't have earphones in too.
Yeah. So I'm traveling in the morning, and it's like
Oh, okay, that makes more
11
sense.
p.m. here, and I'm really tired. And I just want to say like it's nice meeting you, but I have to get to bed. I'm about to knock out right now.
Yeah, go to sleep, buddy. It's fine.
Make it to the airport safe, dude. Safe travels.
You too. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice night.
All right.
Have a nice night, dude.
Nice.
Where is it 11 p.m. in the world right now?
He's in Lebanon.
Here.
In Lebanon.
He's
in the Middle East right now.
Is he in the Middle East?
He's in a bunker right
I'm
now.
in Lebanon right now.
I don't know if you guys are playing or not.
I swear to God, I am.
You know, he's barely.
You want to see
Show him.
outside? All right, here. One second.
You're in Lebanon right now?
Yeah, I'm in the village. You know me.
Yeah, I think Steve knows what Lebanon looks like at night.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh.
How? Once I say something.
We're just getting a random tour of Lebanon from the heights of Paco's house in the village.
I can't tell if you guys are kidding or not. I don't really understand.
I swear to God.
We're not. That's
Your guy. He's in Lebanon right now. Oh, okay.
He's legit in Lebanon in the village.
Yeah, dude, get to sleep. You're gonna get fucking bombed in the morning.
Hell no, I hope not.
Get in the bunker.
Yeah, no, fuck the bunker, man.
Aren't they getting attacked?
There's no internet in the bunker.
All right, Paco. Good luck. There's no Wi-Fi in the
bunker. All right, man. Safe travels, man. Make it to the airport safe, bro.
Good luck with your Mormon thing. Yeah.
Make it to St. Louis in one piece.
So nice meeting you, Mr. Fury, and yes, hey, and I'll see you.
See you later, Paco.
Peace.
Good luck.
Ciao, my man.
Ciao. Oh, all
right. Wonderful.
Okay, Mr. Fury. Yeah.
What's up?
What do you? I don't know. I'm just trying to get back into it, man. It's like that was a complete left hook out of nowhere. You know, it's like Alex Pereira just knocked the shit out of me or something like that.
Our nose is bloodied like Khalil Roundtree's right now. I'm concussed. I don't understand where's midnight right now in the world, but it's 12 hours ahead of me. I have no idea. But is he actually in Lebanon?
Yes, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's interesting shit. Aren't they getting bombed by Israel right now?
Yes.
Okay. What a badass. Just getting bombed, and then he's like, we got to talk to Steve Furey about his show 1,500 miles away. Okay. Get inside, Paco.
He's just like going to the balcony, wants to show you the view.
Just a fucking Iron Dome hitting fucking missiles out of there. The fuck?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah. Adi.
Yes.
How do we
continue
from this?
Yes. So I actually have a ticket from here for Bill Burr. This is June 19th, 2015 at 7:30 p.m. at the Community Center Theater in Sacramento. All right. So, you were a huge fan, and so now that you're working with the guy, how does that happen?
Just to clarify, that is your ticket, Fury. That is your ticket.
Is that from San Francisco or Sacramento?
Yeah, it's Sacramento 1301 L Street.
Wow.
He jumped into the box of tickets, like the garbage can, and just rummaged through all of the tickets.
That's cool, man.
And got yours.
I actually don't remember seeing that, but I probably did. I've seen a bunch. So also, it's a little different working with people when they do my show than him bringing me on the road. So it's very cool. I'm very proud that he does my show and he comes by and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
you know, I was such a fan of stand-up comedy my whole life, and it was such a precious thing. And I'm not really that far in it. It might be to the outside eyes I am, and I'm doing some pretty cool stuff. But there's many times in my life and in this art form that I've dedicated my life to that I'll look around, and it's not really imposter syndrome because of the time I've put into doing this, but it is a lot like this is farther than I ever thought I would get. You know, I was in a guy in Sacramento, the Lebanon of California. A lot of people say that. You know, and I was able to come from there, and sometimes I look at a list and then I see that my name is next to the people that I looked up to my whole life. And it's very humbling and it's very cool. But and sometimes, you know, just like I keep talking about my ego, sometimes my ego can get in the way and I don't step back and I don't realize that I've reached my dreams. And
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And that ticket you got's very cool. I don't know if I put that on the internet or how you did that one. That's pretty sick that you found that. But I saw him a few times, man. I saw him in I mean a lot of these guys, you know, I saw Bobby Lee when he came to the Sacramento Punchline. I've seen all these guys, and just to be able to work with them, you know, I don't even look back at it that much, but now when I think about it, it's pretty fucking cool, man. And I'm very lucky and I'm very proud of what I've been able to do. And I'm very surprised that I've tricked enough people into thinking that I'm good enough that they want to work with me. All these idiots and rubes I've tricked.
Hey, there's a lot of bad comedians out there. So, you know, it takes time for you to get good. And so once you get good, you've earned it.
Yeah, thank you.
Right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Saeed's trying to do stand-up in London right now. How's that going for you, Saeed?
I'm preparing for a show on the 17th of November. So if anyone is in London, check it out. I don't know why I'm randomly saying this on my podcast, but anyway.
No, that's how you promote. You're doing good. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You promote to your fans. Yeah, that's great. Is that going to be your first show?
No, I've done a few, what's it called? Open mics. So yeah, this is actually, it is my first show. It's going to be like a big crowd. 5 minutes.
Okay.
Practicing, writing down the set. I'm going to practice it next week.
So you start with your second best joke. You end with your best joke.
Okay.
And then do the stuff in the middle that you want to place it. You kind of want to do the worst thing in the middle. It's like a sandwich. Okay. You want to start with the bread. Bread is kind of the most important part of a sandwich. You want to start hot so people start listening to you. And you want to end hot so that when they're done, all they remember is that last joke and they go, this guy was good. And then kind of work your worst stuff into the middle. Because no one might not remember that. Start hot, end hot. Be confident. And then this one is one of the biggest thing I would suggest to a new comedian or a newer comedian is this. You will never see these people again for the rest of your fucking life. The people in that audience, okay? And that's not really being funny. What I'm saying is, so when you're nervous, when you're scared, if you might bomb, you will never see these people again. They don't even matter. I mean, they matter, but they don't matter in the sense that you're going to let it ruin yourself or it's going to go great and you can't let yourself get too high. It's just one show. If you're truly the worst person on the show, they'll, just like the sandwich, they'll remember the best guy and they'll remember the worst guy. If you're in the middle, you're going to be fine. So just start hot, end hot, and good luck. I mean, it's a great town for comedy. They got the Comedy Store there. They got Backyard Comedy, Top Secret Comedy. I've been trying to go over there for a while, but it just doesn't make sense right now.
I'm actually going to be performing at the Backyard. So
nice.
Well, thank you for the advice. That's actually really helpful because I didn't even think about like putting the worst shit in the middle.
Put the worst shit in the middle because you want them to listen to you. So if you start off with some shit that's boring or not great or not fun, they're going to lose. They're going to turn out. Okay. Whereas if you start good, even if your second joke's bad, they're like, well, the other one was pretty good. Let's listen to the third one. And then that can go bad. And then the fourth one, you peak up in the end. And then by the end, they go, hey, that guy was pretty good. He started good and he ended good. And then that's the best way you can do it. At least that's how I do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that out. Thank you so much. To segue a bit, what's your favorite soup?
I make a really great soup. I'm really big into cooking. I got a chorizo and fennel kale soup that is
Oh,
pretty crazy. You know, I take it pretty seriously, layer the flavors in there. If I was going to
yeah.
go a store-bought soup, I kind of, I love an old school tortilla soup, like kind of a clear broth base. No, I don't like when it's creamy. I don't like too of a heavy soup. I like more of a beef broth kind of thing or a chicken broth. I'm not really into like, I mean, chowders are cool, but it's just kind of too much and makes me feel sick a little
Yeah,
bit.
fair.
Ask me.
Well,
What, you're a
Ali,
chowder guy?
No,
Ali,
what's
are
my
you a
favorite
chowder?
soup? No.
Ali, what's
Oh,
your favorite soup then?
Ramen. Ramen with miso soup.
Sorry, I
That's
didn't mean
ramen's pretty good.
to forget about you. Sorry.
I love ramen. Pho's pretty great. Ramen's great.
there you go.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
those are
true.
two good choices.
Eclectic taste.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll do anything.
All right.
me personally,
Steve,
I do like a chowder,
a
spice,
clam
sweet corn,
chowder.
and coconut chowder.
Yeah.
No, not the
Ooh,
clam chowder.
coconut chowder is good. It's a little lighter and not so heavy on your stomach.
Exactly. Yeah,
Nice,
Ali.
Saeed.
Sorry, I interrupted
No,
you.
tell us more. Tell us about.
Let's go through all the
Hey,
soups.
bro, I asked you.
Beef and broccoli.
You asked me back.
I'm in.
I mean, it's like I don't know.
Okay. And no, I kind of want to know what's it like to have like a regular show at the Comedy Store. How does that happen? How do you earn
It's
that?
it's
Yeah.
another layers thing, you know? It's another slowly putting down the blocks so that you're ready and so that everything happens. So once I became a door guy there, once starting comedy in LA is super hard because it's super hard to
Hmm.
get booked. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be a guy who's just complaining I'm not getting booked. I'm not getting booked. Why
Hmm.
aren't people liking me? So I go, fuck it. I'll make my own thing.
Hmm.
So I said, I'll make my own show at the Comedy Store. I had multiple different shows there. Once again, I'm talking to comedians. I'm getting their information. I had shows there for probably 7 or 8 years in the belly room.
Hmm.
And then once those sold out and I showed that I can produce a show, they go, hey, why don't you run a show in the main room? And there's only about 6 shows a month there that you can run in the main room because it's about 400 tickets and you need to sell that out. So since I'd already shown my prowess with doing the belly room shows and since I've gotten all the information from the people that I've booked through the years on the belly room show, once I moved over to the main room show, I already had the FaceTime from being a lot guy. I had the information from these people. It made it a lot easier and a lot easier to trust me rather than let's say 8 years ago when I first got there, asked for a main room show. I didn't know no one. I couldn't put anyone in there. I couldn't sell any tickets. They would have never gave me the main show again. I would have failed and I would have been fucked.
All right.
So it's pretty good. It's pretty great. It's a
Yeah.
great show. I truly love it. I'm lucky to be able to do it, and being able to do it just shows how much time and hard work that I've put into it.
Do you want to tell us about do you have like nostalgia for those belly room days where you were doing your different shows and having a lot of fun, or is this now is the main room the bigger room where it's at?
The main room's definitely pretty cool, man. It's a really
Sure.
truly beautiful place. You guys ever come to LA, I'll get you tickets.
Nice.
It's special. It's you can feel the history in there, It's the same room that's been there when Pryor and Carlin and Jim Carrey were going up and Paul Rodriguez were going up. So it's the same room. It's the same green room. So it definitely has those moments of where I go, I can't believe I get to do this. I can't believe I'm going to stand in the same spot these guys have stood before me. And it's very cool. I remember, the beginning of stand-up is so fucking hard because you're not making money. There's no real path to make money. Hitting open mics, drinking beers with my friends was pretty fun, but it's pretty good right now. I think more likely that if my career starts to go in the places that I think it's possible it can go, one day I'll remember that this time right now as being the best of my life.
Wow.
Oh, that's
You
amazing.
heard it here, folks. This is the best moment of his life. Love
He's
it.
in
It
his
could
prime.
be.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think I am I'm not in my prime artistically or anything like that, but the amount of responsibilities I have are pretty low. I don't have a kid yet. That's going to happen. I'm not married yet. I'm with my fiance.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge house payment. I just have an apartment that I'm easily covering with my work. And I think this is going to be the happiest because one day if it does go well, opening with these famous guys, like I've opened for almost all of them and I see the work that it takes and I see the pressure that it has. Like I was opening for Bert Kreischer for like 2 to 3 years. And it's like, This guy's working all day, every day, and then he's selling out arenas. And when you sell out these arenas and we start headlining a comedy club, okay, it's the pressure isn't did I sell tickets? The pressure is this. There is a business here. There's the owners, there's the bartenders, there's the wait staff. Their lives are hinging on you being able to sell tickets so that they can make tips and they can pay for their lives. So when you fuck that up, you're not just fucking it up for yourself, you're fucking it up for a community of people. And that's the kind of pressure that comes with, I'm kind of in that area right now, the comedy club. But then, you do an arena like that, there's 10,000 people that are watching you. There's all the people that are working there. There's the janitors. There's all that people, and it's all hinged on you. And that kind of pressure is a little daunting. And right now, I don't have that, and it feels pretty good.
All right.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I want.
It takes time. Yeah. You build it up. It's like you said, how you start in your local clubs, and then you move on from there. Now, you also mentioned your fiance, and how do you land a hot woman in your life like that? Please give us some advice. What's the requirements? Like, how do you do it?
How did I do it? I've always been able to trick women into liking me that were far more attractive. It's been a skill I've had my whole life. Every woman I've dated has been better looking than me. And I would say it's by being very funny. I would say it's by showing them new things. Restaurants, I like to take women out to restaurants, or not women, back in the day, but my girl. We go on trips. I would just say being funny really helps, and listening. A lot of guys will just go on a date and just start talking the whole time. And if you can just kind of listen more, you're going to stand out right there, because a lot of men don't do that on dates. And then try and be funny. Don't try to be over funny, but make it natural, and then be confident. And you'll be able to trick some woman into liking you if you do those 3 things, I found.
Great tips.
Fair.
Great tips.
That's great. Great advice.
All right.
So I hope all the guys are listening to this, obviously.
My tips are, do something, be cool, have that confidence, be funny, and listen. Love it.
Pretty easy.
Strike a pose as well, right, Ali? Like the one you're...
Just flex once during the dinner. Just give him one of those. It'll be good.
Pull a Bert, take off your shirt as well.
Women love that. Women love Bert. If you go to a Bert crowd, there's a lot of women there. It's guys who look like Bert.
All right. So tell us about being on the road. What's that like, being in a tour bus?
Yeah.
What
tour
is that
bus.
like? Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, especially as an opener. So you come in and on, and the bus has its own culture. It has its own inside jokes. So when you go in there, you got to really learn. I've been on different people's buses. I was just on this guy named Steve-O from Jackass's bus for a week and a half. And you go on there, and there's different rules than the last bus, There's different jokes. Are we eating together all the time? And there's different headliners that do different stuff. Opening for Bobby Lee is pretty easy. Essentially, you don't talk to him all day, and then you go to the show, and then afterwards you get dinner with him, which is kind of one of my favorite things, because it kind of allows you to do whatever you want. But opening for someone like Bert Kreischer, you're doing activities all day long. You're with him all day long. We might go riding horses at noon, and I had no fucking idea, but it's part of your job. And we're drinking till 6 a.m. in the morning every night. And so, and being an opener is not, when you're opening, especially on a tour bus, a lot of it is about, you're going on stage for 15 minutes a night, but you're hanging out with people for the other 11 hours and 45 minutes, or 23 hours and 45 minutes, right? So being a cool hang and is, man, I'd say 55% of, if you want to be a touring opener for people, 55% about it is being good. 45% of it is being cool to be around for 23 3/4 of the hours of a day, because you're living with these people, So even if a guy's really good, but he's fucking irritating, you don't want him on the bus. And if a guy's only kind of good, but awesome to hang out with, I still kind of want him on the bus more than the other guy. So it actually might be
Yeah.
the other way. It might be 55 be cool, 45 be good.
So, what
right.
tips would you give us to be cool then?
Please.
Oh man, you two are gonna need a lot of help here. So let me see what I can do. Don't ask for much. Be easygoing. Just kind of chill with stuff. Don't bring a lot of luggage. Just kind of be easygoing. No, just know that your name isn't on the bus. Your name isn't on the flyer. Your name isn't on anything. You're expendable. So just have that reading in your head and be like, okay. Everyone's like, we want to get pizza. Don't be like, oh, I don't know. I don't really like pizza. Just go, okay, I'm fucking eating pizza. You know?
Yeah.
If someone's like, hey, we're going to go out to the bar after, you don't go, I'm going to go back to the bed. You go, okay, I'm going to the bar. I'll do what we're doing because the job, because I don't get paid a ton. You don't get paid a ton, but you get pretty good. You know, you can get a decent amount of money, you know,
Yeah.
hundreds to thousands of dollars to open it up. So the job isn't just the 15 minutes. A lot of it is a lot of the in-between stuff. So just say yes, do everything you can, and realize that you're at work. And this job is better than, you know, I come from a manual labor family, and it's better than digging a fucking hole. It's better than going underneath a house and plumbing. So if I have to go out and stay out till 4 to drink again, even though I don't want to, because I do like drinking, but I don't want to do it a fucking day. But it's better than digging that fucking hole. So just shut up, be happier there, and be grateful. And then the rest should probably be cool.
All right,
All right.
cool. How to be cool. Just go with the flow. And don't have a big ego. Right?
That's it.
Just
Yeah.
be chill. Down to earth. Love that.
100%.
Okay, so I mean, you kind of need to have an ego though, right? To be like to put yourself out there, to be a performer. You need to be like confident in yourself and be like, I'm the man and I'm worth listening to. But then also, if you have too much of an ego, and then everyone's like, that guy's a jackass, right? So
I think one is self-confidence and one is ego. You know what I mean? You can have a delusional amount of self-confidence, which you might need to have, but your ego needs to not be that high. You know, like I believe I'm pretty good at this, but I also slightly hate myself. So like, it's a thing that kind of meets in the middle. You don't want, you know, that humbles you, you know, your self-hatred and your self-awareness. That'll humble you, because some guys don't have the self-hatred and they don't have the self-awareness, and all they have is the self-confidence, and that spins people out. You know, a lot of people, especially Saeed, you're doing in the stand-up, definitely in the open mic scene, you'll watch someone go up and there's no way anyone in that whole room doesn't see that person bomb their fucking dick off. But that person goes off stage and they're like, hey, that was pretty good. Because they're not listening to the laughs. They're doing stand-up like someone plays Guitar Hero. You know, did they go, I said these words in the right order, and then this came out, so I did good. No, that's not good. The good is the reaction. So that's where you have to have the self-awareness to know that I'm smart enough, good enough at this to get on stage, but my, what was the word I just said? Not self-realization, but self-conscious.
Self-awareness.
But you're self-awareness,
Self-aware.
but you're self-aware enough to know I didn't do good this time and I need to get better. And that's where you want those both things to meet. And that would be your best way to stifle the ego, but let it grow big enough to know that just because I'm not good today doesn't mean I won't be good tomorrow.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it depends from like crowd to crowd, right? Because that's your reaction is laughter. That's what you're looking for, right? Are people laughing?
Yes.
And that's your tell if the jokes are funny.
Should be, yeah. Well, it should be like sometimes there are bad audiences and then they just don't laugh, and you can't be like, these jokes don't work. It's like, no. Did they work on 8 out of 10 audiences? Did they work? And 2 of them they didn't. Then just like an NBA player, it doesn't make every shot, but the better the NBA player, the higher percentage of the shot that he makes. Same with baseball players. They're not bad because they missed a fucking ball. They're bad because they missed a shot. Maybe they were just off that night. So as long as your percentages are leaning in the area of I do good normally, which is where your self-awareness comes in, then the rest can follow.
All right. Man,
Fair.
that's pretty deep and self-aware.
It is.
Sai, do you have any rude questions to ask more or what?
That sounds very,
I know. Trying to throw you under the bus on that one.
he does that. He does that.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. I wanted to go on to the point of the bombing experience.
Not like
Because-
Paco in Lebanon, though.
Yeah, different kind of bombing. This was
Not
not,
that kind of
Netanyahu bombing.
So yeah, I have experienced the bombing thing, and it's like once you get off that stage, like you really feel like shit.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's obviously your emotions are just like all over the place. You're like, oh, I didn't do well. And for me at the time when it happened, I just didn't want to be around anyone. I just wanted to like cower into like a shell and just like
Cry.
yes, basically I wanted to go into fetus form and just say it's like, oh, mommy, please help. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
That's completely fine. And that's how you should feel. And that means you're self-aware. You know,
Awesome.
let yourself feel that. There's nothing wrong with feeling that. If you sucked that night and that night sucked, it sucked. Take it to the chin. But then remember, I will never see any of those people ever again. And they will never see me again. And they're not going to remember what I look like. And that I could have just done that in an AI chat room, and it doesn't fucking matter. What didn't work, what did work, get what you can out of it, and then move on to the next show, and don't let it haunt you. But you can let it haunt you for a day or two. I mean, it sucks. It really sucks to bomb, but get better from it.
That's true. That's true. Thank you for the motivational points. So you've hung out with Nate Diaz, and I wanted to ask, how long would you last in a fight with Nate Diaz?
Man, I was I used to fight people when I was younger a lot. I was very different. I was a very different person. I was very into like just beating people up and stuff. But one punch from him would take. It's just the pain that I don't know if you ever punched in the nose, but it fucking sucks. And you start crying. You're not even trying to cry. Your eyes are watering because that's just what happens. And if he just hit me, and I wouldn't even last. I mean, if he kicked me, I would crumple like a souffle and an opera singer's in the room, just from the inside out. And I could never even recover from it, and it would end my life. He could probably kill me if he kicked me directly into the stomach. But he was a pretty nice guy. He's very much how you think he would be. He's very yeah, man, what's up, man? You want to go to Stockton? Okay, man. But he was a nice fella. I'm more hung out with his crew. You know, like when the famous people get together, the famous people want to talk to the famous people. So I just kind of let them get there, and I just talk to their friends because sometimes their friends end up becoming famous too. And I don't have to play the game of just talking to famous people gets exhausting because there's so much going on into it, and you're like, I just don't care that much. You know, my career's not gonna go well by me leeching off some famous person. It's gonna go well off of my integrity, how hard I work at being funny. So I'll just let that go. And if a famous person wants to talk to me and want to hang out, we can do that. If not, I'll see you at the top one day if I get there.
Most definitely.
Fair enough.
Okay, I want to ask you about your bottom, your rock bottom. Let's talk about, and this is my last point of topic before we end this podcast today, but your family comes from manual labor. You want to do stand-up comedy. Okay, that sounds like something that a manual labor parents would be very, like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah.
You got to use your body. You got to do something, build something.
Yeah.
You know, get a job, a trade or something, right? Or something that has a union.
Yeah.
Comedy does not have that.
No.
Damn. Were your parents proud or disappointed or?
Well, you know, I went to school, like I said, I graduated from that college for that reason, so that they would care less. As you can see, the ripped up diploma, the only one I had. I'm going to have to go back to college to get another one of those, another 4 years down the drain. But I did that, and, you know, they were, especially moving away. You know, your kid's moving away for something that you know he's going to fail at in your head. So I remember the day that my dad helped me move down. It was really funny. We took all the stuff off the trailer and we moved it into the room. You know, my room's all still got boxes in it, but I'm in the new place. And before my dad leaves to drive all the way back to Sacramento, you know, he came down to help me out. It was incredible. He goes, if you want to come home, I won't say anything. You can come home still right now. And that was like, you know, it could be like, oh, he's not supporting you, but it's really him just giving you an out, because he's scared for what might happen for you. And it took years, but my parents are definitely now proud of me, and they've told me quite a bit. And I remember recently, I just saw my dad a couple days ago when I was doing that. I was doing the same theater that I saw Bill Burr in, that ticket you just showed me, the same one.
Wow.
Oh,
I was performing at the
Full
same
circle.
one.
Yeah.
Full circle at the end of the podcast, perfect way. I was performing at the same place that I saw him.
Wow.
And my dad goes, we were having a beer afterwards, and he goes, man, you've gone farther than you ever thought you would go. And I go, I did. And I think about it all the time. And he goes, well, I want you to know I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of what you've been able to do. And that was really cool. And it was a cool movement, and it was a cool moment to come and be able to perform. Now, they're not coming to see me, but it's still pretty fucking cool. You know, because there's that little kid that's in that audience with his dad that I was. And now I get to be the guy that he can see. And then he got to see when they brought me up. They're like, from Sacramento, California. Give it up for blah, blah. So it was, took a long time, but it was worth it. I wouldn't change much, but I'm very happy where I am. And my parents did take a long time to come around, but they've come around. I don't know if my mom has quite yet, but my dad's definitely come around.
Love it. All right,
That's
Sam.
amazing.
What do you think?
Well, I think this is a full circle episode. We started.
Yeah, I think it ended perfect.
Exactly. You know, it's like how you described it with the breads on each side. You know, we started out with the funny parts.
Yeah, a lot of shit in the middle.
A few bombings happening in the middle.
A few bombings, yeah.
Paco too, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Paco's out.
Awesome.
All right, fellas. It was nice to meet you boys.
So much.
Ciao.
Yeah, thank you, Steve, for coming
See you
on
guys.
the podcast, and see you.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Check out Steve's show.